Good evening and welcome to a Friday night stream. Sorry, I'm a bit. You've caught me out because I'm in the middle of doing about a dozen different things at the moment, and my OBS my OBS isn't working properly. I'm not getting any stream information up because I'm not signed in, and to be honest with you, I've forgotten my sign in. So just bear with me while I try and find it. Oh, there we go. Okay, I know what it is. Right. Okay. I know what it is. Right. Okay. Right. Where are we? Yep, there we are. Right. Let's just sign in. Just bear with me for a second. Sorry, I'm just wiggling for a minute. I didn't do this on Monday, and I didn't do this on Wednesday, and there were some very good reasons for that. And I will tell you why in a couple of seconds. Let me just see if that's correct. Let's just see if that's my correct. No, that's not my correct one. Oh, right. Let's try this one. Oh, oh. No, it's not that one. So it's got to be some rinky-dink weird password that I've set up. I hate all this with passwords, right? I do. I hate this with passwords. Have you ever had that problem where you've got to remember all these passwords for all these different things? Well, I've got so many different things with so many different passwords that I can never ever remember each password for each different thing, and it drives me mad. I've got something called RoboForm, which blimey, yeah. No wonder I couldn't remember that password. I've got something called RoboForm, which allows me to remember a lot of the passwords, but for some reason it's not for. What do you mean it's wrong email, invalid email or password? It's not. It's my right email. It's my right password. Oh, right. Let's try that. Boom. Right. Invalid email or password. Oh, okay. I've got no idea why that's not working. I've obviously, I've obviously changed the password on Restream, and I've not done anything. I've not updated it in my software. So my passwords are always complicated. They're always very, very long passwords. Copy password. Let's try that one. See if that does it. And they're very complex passwords. And if I forget them, I've got to go through the whole. Oh no, I've got it right. Okay, I've got it all. I've got it. I've got it. I've got it. We're in. Right, we're in. Good. Okay, we're in. We're in. We're in. We're in. We're in. Right. Yes. So I didn't. I didn't. I didn't do the. Um. Have I ever heard of a guy called Huge Arsehole? Yeah, yeah, I have heard of a guy called Huge Arsehole. I know his cousin, Hugh Janus. I have got a password manager, Mickey. I really have got a password manager, but it doesn't automatically fill in every single password. So it's just a bit of a nightmare. So when it doesn't do that, and everything here is a bit funny. So right, anyway, let's forget that. Right, the reason I didn't stream Monday and Wednesday. No, I've also made another mistake. Right, I've got a yellow shirt on. I should not wear a yellow shirt because it interferes with the green screen. Right, okay. The reason I didn't stream Monday was because I was saving my voice. I didn't want to. I didn't want to ruin my voice prior to Wednesday. And the reason I didn't stream Wednesday is I had to go uptown into the centre of London and do something, and I didn't get it. I didn't get it finished in time to get back. I was still travelling, coming back from London at the time. So let me just download this. What was I doing? Now that's the question. What was I doing? Well, I'll tell you what I was doing. Right, I will tell you what I was doing. In just a second. Sorry. I'm really not. I'm really not. I'm really not. Oh fucking hell! I'm really not. Not. Oh, evening, Ryan. Congratulations on the birth of your little one. I do believe you've had a little one. Is that correct, Ryan? Um, a little girl over. Little girl, was it? I think. Is that right, Ryan? Did I read that correctly? Yeah. So I've not been that particularly hot on everything because I've been. I've been. It's all been sixes and sevens this week because of what I've been doing. Right. The reason I had to go up to London on Wednesday was because. Right. Let's start back at the beginning. Back in 1990, I broke a world record. And the world record was for world's fastest talker. In fact, actually, in 1990, I broke two world records. There's a documentary on my YouTube, which you can find. Let me just see. If you're not on YouTube, you can actually see the documentary on YouTube by going to this URL here. So let's see if that comes up. Has that come up? No, that hasn't come up. Why hasn't that come up? Let's try that again. It's because I haven't made it visible. Right, okay, let's try that again. Right. No, it doesn't come up. Why did it come up? Okay. Oh, there we go. That URL there. That URL there. If you go to that URL there, I'll just run that again. If you go to that URL there, it will take you to a documentary about the fast talking and what happened with the second world record I broke. Anyway, like I said, I broke these world records, but I've never ever really commercialised on them. I didn't break these world records to make money out of them. I broke them because I could. As strange as it sounds, I mean, technically, I still hold the world records now. I didn't break them. Unfortunately, the reason I still hold both world records now, but there's a lot of controversy around the world records. So you need to watch the documentary. I'll play that URL again. That's the documentary. That takes you to the documentary on my YouTube channel. If you watch that documentary, that tells you all about it. But anyway, like I say, back in 1991. Oh, hi, Kelly. As well. Ryan, can you confirm you've just had a little baby, haven't you? Yeah? You just had a little baby? Just confirm that. Michelle. Sorry, Michelle. It's Michelle. Yeah, Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Right, okay. Yeah, so I broke these world records, but I've never ever really commercialised on them because that's not me. I'm not a commercial type person. I had other things in my life. Yeah, I know. I know. Oh, next week they're breaking the waters, right? Okay, I knew it was due soon. I knew your mum had gone over there, Ryan. I knew your mum had gone over there for a reason, and I knew that was the reason, but I hadn't seen anything to say that you'd had the baby yet. So I know it's due. I know it's due, right? Anyway, so I hadn't commercialised on these because that's not me. I don't do that sort of thing. You've got John Machita, the guy I took the world record off of. He's a very commercial person. I mean, he made a lot of commercials for FedEx and the airline JetBlue in the United States, and he was also the voice of Blur in the Transformers. Actually, he was a bit pissed off that I took the world record off of him, and he made my life a bit of a misery. And even to this day, he still makes lots of ridiculous claims about the world record and how he can how I've never beaten him. But if you go and look at this documentary, and I'll play it again. If you look at this documentary, there we go. I'll play it again. On that URL, that explains everything. Right. So yeah. So I don't. Over the years, I mean, back in 1995, I did a set of commercials, radio commercials for Safeway, the supermarket. I believe Safeway are now Morrison's. I wish I had a copy of those adverts somewhere, but I did them because I was egged on at the time to do it, but it really wasn't my thing. So I've steered clear of it. Over the years, I get offers, I get people contacting me via LinkedIn or Facebook and say, "Oh look, can you read this? Can you do that?" And I normally turn it down. But since I've retired, I've got to admit now I'm no longer working. I'm bored out of my brain. Oh right, okay. Well, that'll be a nice break for you, Michelle. Very nice break for you. Since I've been forced to retire, I've been bored shitless. So streaming is one way that I do it. But what I thought I would do is I thought that maybe it's time that, I mean, this is like 30 years later, 31 years later. I thought maybe it's time that I actually did something with the talent that I've got. So I started to put myself out there a couple of weeks ago, and I got some feedback from an advertising agency, and they said, "Look, we've got an idea for a commercial. Can you come up and do it for us?" So I said, "Yeah, no problem." And we did that on Wednesday. We recorded the commercial on Wednesday. If you haven't seen it, let me just play it for you. I actually took my camera into the recording session, and this is me actually recording the commercial. So let's just call that up. So I won't loop it. It's a local file. So where are we? Right, now this may or may not work, so all we can do is give it a try. So let's have a look and see. Right, let's see what happens when I play it. Nothing. Right, okay, now what's gone wrong there? Let's click that. Right, okay. Okay, that's right. I'm watching it in my other screen at the moment. It's tilted at 45 degrees, so I'm just going to work out how to change it round to the right way. So just bear with me for a minute. No, I don't want that one. Let's try another one. For some reason, this is going to play sideways. I'm really sorry. This is actually going to play sideways. I really should. Oh, wait a minute. I can convert it. Hang on. Let me just convert it on the fly. Otherwise, it's going to look. Otherwise, it's going to look absolutely ridiculous. So let me just convert it on the fly. Hopefully, this will convert. Yeah, this will convert it on the fly. So anyway, I went into the recording studio to record the commercial, and this is me doing it. If you want to hear it, so here we go. Okay, are you rolling? So, the itinerary for today is super important. We all need to be in the meeting room by 9 a.m. At the latest, no later, or 9:01. Unacceptable. We'll go through the debriefing, talk the rebriefing, then we'll move into the data design, some research, synergy, brainstorm, security, about. Let's break in to get our emails on. When necessary, we've got 3 clients coming at 11 a.m. We need to be buzzy and welcoming as a walk through. No music, in fact, no music, but low and nothing from the 70s. We'll give the tour meet and greet, keeping it short and sharp. We'll keep lunch straight in the presentation. It's Pinnacle or Credenza. We need everybody on their game. No A game, B game, C game. Hello, thank you very much. We need smiles, big happy smiles. We have a part to play today. We woo them, we wear them. There's huge pressure. I'd love to say no pressure, but seriously, there's pressure. Let us sink in. Otherwise, apart from that, have a good day. Most importantly, enjoy it. There you go. I don't know Mickey or Ryan or anybody. How well did that? Was there any audio with that? Could you actually hear it? Did it come out? Just let me know. And that was the voiceover that I recorded. That was only part of the commercial. I've actually got the full commercial, which is a radio commercial. I've actually got the full commercial here. So I will play it for you in a minute. If you can let me know if slow it down. Fuck, I can't understand it. Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? Isn't it, Ryan? I mean, that is the whole point of me being the world's fastest talker. All right, that's why they hired me. That's what it's all about, isn't it? I can play the commercial. So here is. There's no video because this is a radio commercial, right? So there's no video on this. So I'm not sure whether this is going to work or not, so let's just do it anyway. So here we go. Right.
So, the
okay.
itinerary for today is super important. We all need to be in the meeting room by 9 a.m. Latest, no later than 9:01. It's unacceptable. We'll go through the debriefing, talk the rebriefing, we'll move into data design, research, and need brainstorms, community back. Let's break in and get our emails, respond when necessary. We've got 3 clients coming in at 11 a.m. We need to be buzzing and welcoming, walk through, no music, in fact...
Need more space to work? Our team will help you find the perfect space for your business. 60 London locations, your own space, flexible contracts, workspace. Space matters.
Let the sing in, otherwise, apart from that, have a good day and most importantly, enjoy it.
I don't know whether that worked or not. Did that work? Did you hear that? I hear, according to my meters, yes, that came out. So I think we did well there. Did we? Did it work? Yeah, we heard it. Yeah. Well, that's the commercial. I'm not sure what radio stations it's going out on. But I know it's going out for the next 3 months. You only heard her. Yeah, well, you would do that. That was Tamsin Outhwaite, if you remember Tamsin Outhwaite. I don't know if you know that, but that was Tamsin Outhwaite, the female voiceover artist. A couple of people have asked me, well, how much did I get paid for that? I can tell you now how much I got paid for that, right? £1,150, £1,150, which is comprising of the recording fee, which is £250 per hour, and then a usage fee, which is, by the way, the recording took just about 25 minutes, and the usage fee for 3 months, which is £900. If they use it for longer, for another 3 months after that, I'll get an additional £400. But that's how much I got paid for that, and those are the union rates. So as you can see, this is why I want to get back into it, because 1,100 quid for 1 day's work isn't a bad little gig, but there's only so much demand for the world's fastest talker. But once that commercial goes out on the radio, I'm going to use that as a springboard for other things. So that's what I want to be doing. I can't believe I've got this yellow shirt on. It really does clash with the green screen, and I you can see it on the edges here. And I've got a yellow hat. If I put the hat on, I completely, it just, and it shouldn't do, because the green screen is green, not yellow, and I've got to sort that out. That's something that I've got to sort out. What else? What else? Oh, pardon me. Yeah, so that's actually what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing this week. And that's why I didn't stream Monday, and that's why I didn't stream Wednesday. So there you go. That's what it's here, and I'm here doing it now on Friday instead, which I'm really unprepared for. Right. I wasn't actually going to stream. To be honest with you, I wasn't going to stream tonight. But the missus said to me about half an hour ago. She said, "Are you wibbling tonight?" We call it wibbling, right? She said, "Are you wibbling tonight?" And I said, "Oh, I don't know. I've not had a shave. I've not cleaned my teeth. I've not had a shower. But I thought, fuck it, yeah, I'll I'll stream it. I've done something wrong with my software. Something's changed with my software. For some reason, I can't see the important stream information that I need to be able to see. So view docs, custom browser docs. No, that's not what I want. That tells me I'm live. Right, there's somewhere that gives me a count of how many people that I'm actually watching me, but for the life of me, I can't see where that's what's happened to that. So that's obviously disappeared somewhere. Speaking of which, restream channels. There we are. I knew it was somewhere. Right, we've got it. Oh, right, okay. I wish I hadn't have bothered now. Would you like to actually hear me do some more fast talking? What I'm going to do is I thought one of the ways that I'm going to do things is I'm going to release YouTube and Instagram and TikTok videos of me doing things fast. But it's always difficult to know what to do fast, and I've also got to be careful. I mean, a lot of people seem to think that I can just, a lot of people say to me, "Oh, can you do the script for this film? Can you do that song? Can you do this?" But what they don't realise is a lot of this stuff is actually copyright, and I can't just go around and wibble, even though it's fast. I can't just go around and wibble stuff. For the sake of it, I've got to be very careful, especially with things like Twitch and YouTube. You've got to be so careful with the copyright issues. So I have to be very careful with that. But what I've decided to do is some things like one of the first things I'm going to do. Just bear with me for a second. I just need to. Right, just do that. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I just needed to move my green. I've got a green screen blind which actually comes down behind me, which I use when I'm going to. What I'm going to do is when I do my bit in a minute, I'm going to record it on my cell phone as well, because I'm going to put it out on Instagram and TikTok. Anyway, right. So, like I was saying, I've decided to do some things, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do some famous poems. But like I say, you've got to be so careful. You've got to avoid copyright issues. So I've actually got a favourite poem, and this is my favourite poem, and it was written by Alfred Lord Tennyson, and it's all about the charge of the Light Brigade. Now, I don't know if you know about the charge of the Light Brigade, but the charge of the Light Brigade is an example of the British futility. And the only thing I can describe it is they snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. It was a fuck up. It was a cavalry charge. It happened in the Crimea, which is round about Ukraine somewhere. It happened in the Crimea in the 1800s, and apparently what happened is the Light Brigade, is the light cavalry. They were told to charge a position some 1 mile ahead, I believe. Now, I'm not Googling this, I'm going from memory, so if I've got any of this wrong, if you're going to Google it and tell me I've got it wrong, please don't. You just Google it and just check it for yourself. But basically, they were told to charge this position that the enemy had, and I don't think they realised at the time that the enemy had cannon up there. So the guy in charge said, charge this position so that you don't send cavalry up against guns. All right, that's suicidal. But they sent 600 Light Brigade up against these guns. Now, when you send cavalry up against guns, what's going to happen is the cavalry are going to get shredded. They are going to get absolutely destroyed, especially if you've got a long way to go. And this Light Brigade had a long way to go, but for some reason they were sent up against the guns. And do you know what? Against all the odds, they actually succeeded and got behind the guns. Most of them died, but it was a story of British futility turned a disaster that we actually turned into defeat. And Alfred Lord Tennyson wrote a poem about it, and it's my favourite poem. And I'm going to do it fast. I'm going to do it in a minute fast. But a lot of people say, well, I've never heard of that poem. Actually, you probably have, because there's 2 famous lines from the poem that people quote quite often, right? And these lines you'll hear quoted quite often. This is from the Charge of the Light Brigade, and these are the lines. There's not to reason why, there's but to do and die. All right, you probably heard those lines. And what they mean is you don't ask why you're doing something. If you're a soldier, you don't ask why you're doing something, you just do it. You accept that it's orders, and you do it. So anyway, live in front of a massive audience, right? Live in front of a massive audience. I'm going to record this on I'm going to record this on my mobile phone, and I'm going to record this here as well. Hopefully, I don't make a mistake. Unrehearsed. Well, I've had unrehearsed. I've rehearsed it a couple times, but now I'm going to do. There it is. There's the all of those verses there. I don't know how many words. I haven't counted it. It's the full poem, and I'm going to do it as fast as I can, unrehearsed. It won't be at world record speed, but it'll be fucking fast. Right. So, are you ready for this? Here we go. But I need to take the. Actually, I need to take my puffer first before I do anything. I need to take the puff from my puffer. So hang on. Right, so I'm going to do the charge of the light brigade. The next one I'm going to do is Jabberwocky, but I'm going to do this one first. So if you see this on Instagram or TikTok, you can say, oh, I watched him do that live. Right, anyway, here we go. Half a league onwards, all in the Valley of Death Road to 600, forward the Light Brigade, charge for the guns, he said, into the Valley of Death Road to 600, forward the Light Brigade, was there a man dismayed? Not to know the soldier knew someone had blundered theirs, not to make reply theirs, not the reason why theirs, but to die. Into the Valley of Death Road to 600, cannon to the right of them, cannon to the left of them, cannon in front of them, volleyed and thundered, stormed it with shot and shell, bellied the road and well into the jaws of death, into the mouth of hell, road to 600, flashed all the sabres bare, flashed as they turned in the air, sabring the guns there, charging an army while all the world wondered, plunging the battery smoke, right to the line they broke, Cossack and Russian, real from sabre stroke, shattered and sundered, then they rode back, but not the 600, cannon at the right of them, cannon to the left of them, cannon behind them, volleyed and thundered, stormed out with shot and shell, one horse and here I fell. Those who fought so well came back to the jaws of death, back from the mouth of hell, all that's left of them, left to the 600. Oh, where can their glory fade? Oh, wild charge I made, all the world wondered, honour the charge I made, honour the charge of the Light Brigade, noble 600. Oh, there you go. Ah, you heard it here first. Oh, let's just stop that recording. Right, I'll edit that and put it up on TikTok and Instagram a bit later, and I'm going to stop recording this one as well. Because the reason I'm doing the recording, I've got it on my mobile phone, so it's in mobile phone upright format, and I'm also recording the broadcast because it's then I've got it in 16:9 full frame. So yeah, there you go. So yeah. Right, just to remind you, if you want to see the story of the documentary of the fast talking, you can find it here. There you go. And if you're watching me on YouTube, if you wouldn't mind doing the YouTube click subscribe and everything else. So, right, who else is Mickey? Are you still here, or have you gone? And Ryan, are you still here, or have you gone? Actually, what I should have done is I should have done that live on TikTok, and I've just realised that I've not done what I thought I should have done with the recording. The recording's going to have me as the background there, so I might just do the TikTok version rather than this version. I don't know. Right. What else? Let's go through everything. Right, yeah. So I actually went on a trip uptown. It meant that I had to deal with people things, and dealing with people things is not fun. People are not fun. If you've ever been on London Underground, you'll know what I mean. This is a typical. Now, again, I'm not sure how this is going to play. I've got a funny feeling that this might play the wrong way around. Let me just check. Start that again. Oh, it's a bit jerky. I'm not sure what's going on there. Right, I'll play this for you. This might seem familiar. Remember, we are in the middle of a pandemic, all right? And masks are compulsory on public transport, unless you're these special people. It's a bit jerky. I'm sorry about that, but I'll just play it for you. There you go, right. Out of those people on the train, one was wearing their mask, two people were wearing masks. One was wearing it correctly, and the other one was wearing it with his nose exposed, and it's just absolutely pointless. So there is no wonder that we are going into a pandemic. I can't understand why that's not playing properly. Let me just play the local file for a second. Oh yeah, the local file's just as jerky. I might be able to sort that out with software. I don't know. It could be because I've just grabbed it straight off the mobile phone quickly. I'll sort that out for another time. So yeah, it meant that I had to deal with people things. Oh, what a nightmare of a journey it was. I had to. I have a lot of difficulty walking, and it took me a long time to do that journey. I had to catch a bus, a train, and a tube, and then I had to walk. And oh god, yeah. In the centre of London, you can hire those fucking scooters. Oh, what a nightmare they are. Them things are lethal. I'm glad they're not out this way, but them e-scooters, they're lethal. You really can't hear them coming. You have no idea they're coming, and they're supposed to only be ridden on the road, but people don't do that because they're frightened of the traffic. So they ride them on the pavements where all the pedestrians are, and they are not. It is not a. It is not. They are not things. Ryan and Michelle, are you still there? Mickey, are you still there? Am I talking to myself, I wonder? Am I talking to myself? Oh, yeah, you are. Right, you are. Okay, okay. Okay, so that's cool. That's cool. Right, that's cool. Okay. Because it doesn't actually tell me if anybody's watching or not. So that's been my week. It's been a bit of a. I'm struggling now. I'm actually struggling to find things to say. So let me just go through the news. Let's look at the news a minute. I'm actually looking because this. I could reverse the camera. Hang on, let me reverse the camera. Right, that's better. Right, okay. That's now the look. The trouble is my t-shirt's going to be wrong. Look. No, it's not. It's going to be right. It's going to be right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, my t-shirt, my logo, correct. Yeah, right. Jab's not recommended for most 12 to 15 years old. So they're saying so the media has spent half the week telling people that 12 to 15-year-olds should get jabbed, and now they're saying no, let's not jab them. So it's just ridiculous. Let's see what's in the newspapers today. Let's see what's in the newspapers. Let's have a look. Tax rise for 25 million people to pay for social care. In the Daily Telegraph, right? And the other picture is something that does. Lottie has joined us too, the pregnant one. Well, I'll tell you what, if I don't bore her to death, it should break her waters. Tax rise for 25 million people to pay for social care. I haven't really read up on that, so I'm not sure what it's about. But in the other part of the Daily Telegraph, they've got a half-page picture of ABBA. And ABBA released a new single, some 40 years after they split up. They've released a new single, and they're doing a tour, but they're doing this tour holographically, and they're just showing ABBA dressed in the uniforms that they're going to be wearing to do this computerized holographic thing. That should be interesting. The Times is doing the same thing. It's showing the ABBA 4 after they've been digitised, and they actually look like they did 40 years ago. And it's the same thing for this 2% tax rise to fund social care. Again, it's not something that I've read up on, so I really don't know that much about. The Daily Express, millions to get booster jabs. All over 50s in line for top-up COVID vaccine. So yeah, that's going to be me. I'm going to be having a third jab, because apparently the 2 jabs weren't enough, so we need a third. So I've no idea what's going on there. iNewspaper totally contradicts another headline that says vaccines for 12-year-olds a step closer. The Sun newspaper, right? More jabbing, less jabber. That means let's stop talking and start jabbing. So it's time to roll out boosters for over 50s and decide on kids. So the Sun are doing that. Daily Mirror, again, it's going on about ABBA and they're being back, and the headline is Super Troopers. So that's a pun on ABBA. And jabs, why the hold up? Frustration over delay for boosters, and still no decision on vaccine for kids. Okay. The Guardian, the West has no coherent plan for Afghan refugee disaster. No, they probably don't. We don't have a coherent plan for anything. All right. I mean, we proved that we fucked up with this COVID thing, didn't we? We didn't have a coherent plan for that. I mean, we have no idea of what a coherent plan is. I mean, have you looked at our Prime Minister? I mean, is he not a circus clown? So no, we don't have a coherent plan for everything. The Metro, here we go again. Once again, going on about ABBA's digitising tour. And it also says 1.66 million jobs are going begging. Care home staffing crisis. Pandemic and Brexit being blamed. I mean, Brexit is being blamed for everything, isn't it? Well, I knew it would be. I knew everything would be blamed on Brexit. The Financial Times. Centrica warms supply crunch signals higher winter fuel bills. Oh, higher winter fuel bills. They'll probably blame that on Brexit as well. The other headline in the Financial Times is New York stations flooded as tail end of Hurricane Ida lashes city. Apparently over there in the States they had it quite bad with this hurricane. It's been quite a nasty thing, but it doesn't seem to have made that many newspapers over here for some reason, but it's actually been quite nasty. The Daily Mail, again a pun. Look who's Bjorn again. My, it's been 40 years. ABBA are back now with a stunning cyber show. So again, it's ABBA are the main news headline. This secondary headline is 7 years jail for dog nappers. And until I read this, right, I actually thought it was a crime. I didn't realise dog napping there was no punishment for, but now they've decided that for dog napping you get 7 years jail. As an aside, I read somewhere that the French Bulldog is now the most stolen dog. The French Bulldog is in demand. And juxtaposed to that, the French Bulldog Breeders Association want the demand for the dog slowed down because the dog has an inherent breathing problem, apparently. The breed has a breathing problem. And if the demand is kept up like this, they fear the inbreeding will make this breathing problem these dogs have a lot worse, and which won't give them good quality of life. So they want to slow it down, which is completely juxtaposed to the French Bulldog being the most stolen. I personally don't like them. I think they're horrible little things, but that's just me. I like a proper dog. I mean, my last dog was a German Shepherd. I mean, that is a proper dog. My last two dogs were a German Shepherd and a Welsh Blue Merle Border Collie. They are proper dogs. Not designer dogs, not little farty French Bulldogs. Proper dogs, you know. That's what I call a dog. But that's just me. The Daily Star's headline is Cats in Crisis. Lockdown has really stressed me out. Pussy struck down with pandemic panic. Pussycats are suffering from deadly diseases caused by the stress of lockdown. Has your pussy suffered during lockdown? There's so many things that I could say about that, about pussy suffering during lockdown. Obviously, Lottie's pussy hasn't suffered because she's got a baby coming. So, but it just there's so many things about lockdown. I'm still struggling about this. I never knew that pet abduction didn't have a serious offence for it. I am surprised at that. But there we go. Right, that's today's papers. I don't know what else I can do to try and fill this hour. I suppose I could tell some jokes. I asked a Chinese bird for a number, and she said sex, 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 free sex tonight. I said wow, and then her mate said no, she means 666 3629. No, okay. Where's my canned laughter? Oh. Well, that didn't play, did it? No. Right, okay. Oh, there we go. There's a laughter, right. Sorry, I'm still here. No, it's all right. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, Ryan. I'm just struggling for things to do. A father is at the dinner table, and the son says, "Dad, how many kinds of boobs are there?" And the father, surprised, answers, "Well, son, a woman goes through three phases in her 20s. In her 20s, a woman's breasts are like melons, round and firm. In her 30s and 40s, they're like pears, still nice, hanging a bit. After 50, they're like onions." "Onions?" the boy says. "Yeah, you see them and they make you cry." This infuriated his wife and daughter. The daughter says, "Mum, how many different kinds of willies are there?" The mother smiles and says, "Well, dear, a man goes through three phases also. In his 20s, his willies is like an oak tree, mighty and hard. In his 30s and 40s, it's like a birch, flexible but reliable. After his 50s, it's like a Christmas tree." "A Christmas tree?" the daughter asks. "Yeah, dead from the root up, and the balls are just for decoration." Okay, right. Just thought I'd share that with you. After picking her son up from school one day, the mother asks him what he did at school, and the boy replies, "I had sex with my teacher." And the mum gets a bit mad about that. When she gets home, she orders him to go straight to his room. When the father returns home that evening, the mother angrily tells him the news of what her son's done. As the father hears the news, a huge grin spreads across his face, and he walks into his son's room and asks him what happened at school. And the boy tells him, "I had sex with my teacher." The father tells the boy that he's proud of him. He's lost. You're a man, my son. And I'm going to reward you with a brand new bike. So they wander off to Halfords to buy a brand new bike. And the boy picks a bike out, and the dad says, "That's the one you want?" The boy says, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, you're going to ride it home then?" And the boy says, "No, not today, Dad. My bum still hurts." Sarah goes to school, and the teacher says, "Today we're going to learn multi-syllable words. Class, does anybody have an example of a multi-syllable word?" Sarah waves her hand. "Me, Miss Rogers, me." Miss Rogers says, "All right, Sarah, what's your multi-syllable word?" Sarah says, "Masturbate." Miss Rogers smiles and says, "Wow, Sarah, that's a mouthful." Sarah says, "No, Miss Rogers, that's a blowjob." A few months after his parents were divorced, little Johnny passes by his mum's bedroom and saw her, sure on the bed. She's rubbing herself and moaning. I need a man, I need a man. Over the next couple of months, he saw his mum doing this several times. One day he came home from school and he heard her moaning. And when he peeked into a room, he saw a man on top of her. So Johnny ran into his room, threw all his clothes off, dived on his bed, started wanking and moaning, I need a bike, I need a bike. Little Sally came home from school with a smile on her face. And she said to her mother, Frankie Brown showed me his willy today at the playground. Before the mother could say anything or raise a concern, Sally went on to say, it reminded me of a peanut. Relaxing and smiling a bit, Sally's mum said, really small was it then? Sally said, no, it was salty. A man is laying on a beach, wearing nothing but a cap over his willy. He's naked except for his cap on his willy. A woman passing by remarks and said, if you were any sort of gentleman, you'd lift your hat to a lady. He replied, if you were any sort of sexy bird, the hat would lift by itself. Right, yeah. Okay, that's my repertoire of dirty jokes. So I can hear my voice going. I don't know if you can hear my voice going. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to. Where are we? I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to call it an end. I hope you enjoyed it tonight. I should be back on Monday. Hopefully things. What I intend to do over the weekend is I intend to edit that. Edit my journey to London together into a little mini film and post that. So other than that, I've run out of things to say. Unless anybody's got anything they want to talk about. Although according to my information, I don't think anybody's watching. So, oh yeah, we are. We've got one person watching on Twitch. And nobody watching on Facebook, although I know Ryan's still there. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to say good night to you all, and hopefully we'll do this again on Monday, and things will be a lot less rushed, and I'll be a lot better. So until then, I'll say goodbye. So goodbye.